Oh, hello and a very good evening. You're watching the NewsX debate at 9 with me, Frank Pereira, and as expected, of course, we're going to be debating over the next half hour or so the Italian Marines issue. There you had, of course, the Deputy Foreign Minister of Italy, Staffan de Mistura, who brought the two Italian Marines to India along with him, talking about the conditions under which the Italian Marines were in fact brought back to India, and he also said that few guarantees were given to Italy, and that's why under those guarantees those Italian Marines were brought back. They are now of course in the Italian embassy, and the court proceedings will go on as scheduled after that. Let's not forget, today was the last day for the Italian Marines to return to India. Well, joining me on the debate tonight, of course, I have with me Kunika Lal, leader of the Congress, Ramesh Bhandari, former Foreign Secretary, C.P. Narayan, Rajya Sabha MP of the CPI, and also senior advocate Rekha Agarwal. Rekha, I'd like to start with you and, of course, ask you, what do you make of the statements made by Staffan de Mistura, the Deputy Foreign Minister? In fact, he said certain guarantees were offered. Those guarantees, of course, were made between India and Italy, and based on those guarantees that these two Italian Marines were brought back. Why not the death penalty?
Well, I heard the whole statement of the Deputy Foreign Minister, and I must say that I'm amazed, to say the least, at the diplomatic parlance that has taken place. Of course, that is not for me to comment on, but it seems more like a quid pro quo situation. And and the return of the Marines only took place when when the point reached, when we had to almost threaten that we're going to hold your ambassador almost hostage over here and he cannot go back. And it does seem a little amazing that the Indian government had to kind of give an assurance even before the trial has started, and it has concluded that we guarantee you beforehand that there'll be no death penalty. And I think when the whole matter was yet to kind of take off, and it's the trial has to decide, right, the judge who sees with the matter, whether it is the usual courts or whether the special courts of which the Deputy Foreign Minister was talking about. Whichever is the court which is seized with the matter, it is for the court to decide, and it is a case of death, and under the Indian Penal Code, when you apply section 302 IPC, so death is one of the punishments which can be given, though it may be of course in the rarest of rare cases, and normally it may be life imprisonment or whatever. So to give a guarantee beforehand that please come back is almost like, we were pleading with them to save face and say that please come back. We'll be so grateful. We can assure you nothing is going to go wrong. Right. I'm going to treat them with kid gloves.
All right. I'd like to bring Kunika Lal into the picture right now. Kunika, of course, a few days ago, it did not seem like the Italian Marines were going to return to India at any cost. Of course, there were backdoor talks that were going on between the Ministry of External Affairs and also their counterparts there in Italy. What has changed over the last few days or so? I'm sure it's just not those assurances that were given that they will not be arrested, and also that the death penalty will not be granted to them or will be given to them. There's certainly more to it than meets the eye.
Look, first of all, I want to tell Rekha ji that there's no sort of diplomatic parlance that has happened. It is very clear. Our government had certain provisions of the law that they have used, and their government has certain provisions in their law which they are exercising. I think what has really pushed them is that the apex court, the court has said that the credibility of their country and the statement of the ambassador is what has put them in bad light. And finally, they have realized that even in the global scenario, they don't look good if the ambassador makes a statement and it is not sacred, because it's supposed to be sacred, it's not honest. So that's what's really pushed them to the brink to send these people back. Now, as far as death penalty goes, in their country, there is no death penalty, and Rekha ji must be aware also that there are many countries which do not have death penalty anymore. There could be life imprisonment,
of course, yes.
And so they're using all the provisions in their law. As the gentleman said, I heard his the press conference, that if a soldier is fighting in another country, in foreign shores or in foreign land, and if he commits like somebody dies from his hands, then obviously he is doing it on his duty. So they are using their law, and let us see where our law takes us. But we must give credit to at least the government for pushing making the Marines come back.
Just a minute. I just want to intervene over here and say that is one thing that I would point out, that the Marines over here, they were no doubt doing their duty, but they were doing, they were guarding commercial vehicles. The law is is totally
All
different
right,
regarding
certainly.
that.
The law
Yes.
is different regarding commercial vehicles, of course, or a commercial vessel. Let's bring in Ramesh Bhandari into the picture as well. Ramesh, of course, was Italy trying to test the
They're
waters
still marines
earlier?
from the forces.
Yes, of course, but commercial vessels.
Yes.
And the law is different.
Ramesh, I'd like to bring you in right now.
If a soldier is guarding, if a soldier is guarding the RBI building, or if there's like the NSG comes in when we have a terrorist situation, are we going to say, oh, this was Taj Hotel, so they have to be treated differently? You can't say that. They are doing their duty as Marines, as defense.
They are indeed doing their duties as Marines, but of course the law states differently when it comes to different situations. Let's see how that plays out. But Ramesh Bhandari, I'd like to bring you into the picture, of course. Was Italy, of course, trying to test the waters initially by saying that it's not going to send back the Marines? They wanted to see how India would react to the whole situation, and seeing the hue and cry here in India and seeing that the diplomatic pressure was upped by India, that they finally decided to take this particular stance.
Well, I think this position is absolutely clear, and you're right in what you say. As far as Italy is concerned, quite naturally, they would pay their cards up to the point so as to secure the maximum concessions as they could from India. But when they found that India was not prepared to bend beyond the aspect of a death sentence, that they came down and talked about a special court. Now the special court would sit there and take a decision.
Right, the special court will sit there and take the decision. Of course, Mr. Narayanan, clearly the mandate as far as the government was concerned, the Indian government, was to try and bring back these Marines. The government has done that. At what cost, we do not know. They are saying, of course, that it is because of two main reasons. That is, the death penalty will not be given to the to the Marines, and also that they will not be arrested. But clearly, at least the government should be given a pat on the back, because the main criteria was to bring back the Marines, and that has been done.
Yep. Yes, that is perfectly correct.
That is not the
I think
issue.
the government has come out very well in this.
See, we have such issues with the United States government. What do they say? They see, when we want some person who is required here for trying a case, but this United States government, they say differently. Now here, what I find that there is a criminal case. It is not a war between Italy and India. When the Italian ship was going along the coast of India in Kerala, they shot at fishermen. They did not shoot at army men. So it is not a case of war between two countries. And on that plea, you cannot give concessions to the Italian army men on that on the basis of that it is a they are war criminals. They are criminals according to our law. The issue now is, are we trying them according to the Indian Penal Code and other Indian laws, or according to the Italian law? See, in the Italian law there is no death penalty, but in the Indian law there is death penalty. Now how can the government of India give an assurance to the Italian government that when these people are being tried in the court, including the Supreme Court, how can they bring the government of India bring the position of the courts into a compromising position? That is what they have done. They have actually tied the hands of the courts. The court may give a death penalty or not, but the evidence has been taken, arguments has been made by the different lawyers, and on the basis of all these things, the court has to take a decision. Now we have compromised the position already. Similarly, the army men, they are now criminals according, they are under trials. How can you allow them? They can be put in the Italian embassy and all that. Now we have not decided where the court to try them will be. It is not decided. So actually, the government of India have given concessions going beyond what an executive can do, and I think we will be cutting ourselves in a sorry figure regarding the position of the government of India.
Okay.
That is what I find from these reactions.
Kunika, Mr. Narayan is suggesting
may
that
I respond?
he's suggesting
Yes,
that the
I would
hands
like
of
to
the
respond to
court
that.
have been tied. Have the hands of the court been tied by making these assurances?
Yes, in a way I feel, in a way I feel that we have to decide whether we have to try them by the Italian law or by the Indian law. But at the same time, I would like to say that we should learn a lesson from this and see how our soldiers are treated and how the other countries treat their soldiers. Whether it was a commercial vehicle or whether it was a war that they're fighting, the way they protect them, that's one thing we really need to learn. And that would really boost the morale of our soldiers. But now coming back to the topic, that I think that I'm not sure that the government has really given these assurances. I don't know whether somebody has made a statement on that or not, that have they given an assurance that they're not going to get death penalty. I definitely know that there was an assurance given that whatever term they will be serving in their own country. I don't know what the foreign policies are or the diplomatic policies are regarding this, so I'm not really an expert to comment on that.
Rekha, have the hands of the court been tied?
Definitely. I mean, the way, that as Kunika ji just said, she's not very certain whether this has actually been the assurance given. But as the Deputy Foreign Minister said, that an assurance was given that death penalty would not be
Yes, that's
awarded.
the assurance that, he spoke about it in length.
He did say so, and I'm certain that he said it with authority. And that is what the understanding must have been given by the Indian government. But certainly it does seem that the entire trial which will take place, whether by the regular courts,
I am
just
saying
a minute,
that
Kunika
he
ji.
said.
No, that's what I agree with you.
No,
I
no,
agree.
one second, Rekha ji, Italy might have asked for it, but has the government agreed
That's
to
what-
that? I'm not sure about
That's
that.
exactly what I said, that I'm not certain. But since he said so, I assume that he said so with authority and on an understanding that had been probably given by the Indian government, because a person of the stature of the Deputy Foreign Minister probably wouldn't just shoot out, like that. In this scenario, it does seem that whenever the trial does take place, whether it is by the regular courts in Kerala or by special courts, the judge will certainly have a lot of pressure in his mind, and the trial may be just circumvented, and it may just be a farcical time pass kind of an exercise, because the judge has been told that, look, you cannot go beyond this. This is what the ambit of the trial is going to be. So if the judge is going to be curtailed beforehand that, look, you cannot go beyond this, then it's certain that the trial is just going to be empty formality. And I think this is certainly interfering with the freedom of the judiciary. And if the judge who sits on the chair, whether it is a special judge or whether it is a regular judge, I guess one of the most fundamental rights that a judge holding a judicial position has is to try the accused before him within the parameters of law. And if he's going to be told beforehand, don't do this, please don't go to this extreme, I don't think so that is fair enough.
All right. Ramesh Bhandari, is this a major victory for New Delhi's backdoor diplomacy?
Well, look, I heard the foreign minister make a statement that there will be no death penalty.
Yes, and Salman
Now,
Khurshid
once
himself
that
has said
question
it
is
as well.
over-
He said Italian Marines won't get the death sentence. That's what he said in those exact words.
Yes, he said that in those exact words. And now it is a question of barring the death penalty. What is the type of sentence that a court would give? But the question that comes to my mind is, would a court accept a type of condition being laid even before they are able to try the case? I mean, I think the judiciary would perhaps object to that you are taking our place and you're encroaching on our jurisdiction by saying that the death penalty will not be imposed.
Right. Certainly. Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have on this debate right now, of course, but we'll have another debate for you after this very short break. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on the NewsX debate at 9 tonight. But do stay tuned with us after this very short break. We'll come back with another topic, of course. We'll be discussing what Justice Markanday Katchu said about Sanjay Dutt and how he should be pardoned. All that and more on the other side of this very short break. To stay with us. Well, hello and a very good evening. You're watching the NewsX debate at 9:30 p.m. of course with me, Frank Pereira. Now, Press Council of India Chief Justice Markanday Katchu has appealed to the Maharashtra Governor K. Shankar Narayanan to pardon the actor. Katchu said that Sanjay Dutt has suffered a lot. He argues that Dutt was not found guilty for the 1993 bomb blast, but only guilty of possessing a prohibited weapon without license. Katchu says, and I quote, "Surely this is a lesser offence than murder. When the governor of Maharashtra granted pardon to Nanavati, surely he can grant pardon to Sanjay Dutt." And of course, the chairman of the Press Council of India, the man himself, Justice Markanday Katchu, joins us from Delhi for more. Mr. Katchu, of course, what is your reason and what do you believe is the reason why you're asking the pardon for Sanjay Dutt?
My reasons are humanitarian reasons.
Okay.
Because I feel that Sanjay Dutt has suffered enough. He has already undergone 18 months imprisonment. And this case has been lingering on from 1993 for 20 years, during which he had to go through several difficulties. And he has 2 small children. And he has not been declared to be a terrorist. You see, the others who have been punished, they were held to be involved in the Bombay blast. Whereas Sanjay Dutt is the only person in this case who has been held to be not guilty under TADA for the charge of terrorism. Only offence against him which was found established was that he had a prohibited weapon in his possession without a license.
Okay. Okay.
Not even that he used that weapon.
Right. Right. Okay.
So he is not a terrorist.
Okay. But what I would like to know from you is the Supreme Court being too harsh on Sanjay Dutt?
No, see, let me tell you the difference between court proceedings and pardon proceedings. So far court proceedings are concerned, they are bound by law. Now under section 25(1) capital A of the Arms Act, if you are in possession of a prohibited weapon without a license, prohibited weapon means an automatic rifle. You see, one is the kind of firearms like a gun or a pistol, which fires 1 bullet at a time. The other is an automatic weapon which if you press the trigger, it keeps on firing until you release the pressure on the trigger. That is known as a prohibited weapon under the Arms Act. So having possession of prohibited weapon is a more serious offence. And for that, minimum sentence is 5 years imprisonment. And the Supreme Court awarded 5 years imprisonment. So I am not questioning the Supreme Court verdict. Of course, the Supreme Court could have given him the benefit of the Probation of Offenders Act for various circumstances, but the Supreme Court declined to give him that benefit. Once the Supreme Court declined to give him the benefit of the Probation of Offenders Act, then the Supreme Court had to give him at least 5 years imprisonment, because that is the minimum prescribed by law. The judges don't create law. Law is created by Parliament. And Parliament has said in its wisdom that the minimum punishment will be 5 years. Now, those are judicial proceedings. Apart from the judicial proceeding, there are proceedings for pardon, in which pardon can be granted even if there is a minimum prescribed by the law. For example, in the case of Commander Nanavati, which was a famous case about 50 years back, Commander Nanavati was convicted for murder. And the Supreme Court upheld his conviction for murder. Now, when you are found guilty of murder, the minimum sentence is life sentence. Maximum, of course, is death sentence. But despite that, the governor of Bombay granted pardon to Commander Nanavati. So even in cases where the minimum life sentence, pardon has been granted. In cases of death sentence, there are many cases where there was death sentence awarded, their pardon has been granted.
Okay. But my final question to you, Mr. Katchu, is, of course, being a former justice and now, of course, the chairman of the Press Council of India, do you think that it is politically correct for you to make such an appeal?
No, this is nothing to do with politics. This is on humanitarian grounds. And I am not only chairman of Press Council, I am also a citizen of India. I have a right to issue appeals or issue statements. You have also the right to do so. Anybody can do so. So this is not correct. Nothing to do with politics.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Markanday Karchu. Of course, you're the newsmaker on NewsX tonight. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your views and perspectives with NewsX. Now, of course, NewsX asks, how fair is Justice Karchu's demand? Had it been a common man, would Justice Karchu have made the same demand? Eminent lawyer Ram Jethmalani is of the opinion that law would take its own course in the case.
I feel that Sanjay Dutt has suffered enough. He has already undergone 18 months imprisonment, and this case has been lingering on from 1993 for 20 years, during which he had to go through several difficulties, and he has 2 small children. Sanjay Dutt is the only person in this case who has been held to be not guilty under TADA for the charge of terrorism. Only offence against him which was found established was that he had a prohibited weapon in his possession without a license.
I have great sympathy with him because now so many years have passed, he has made a career, I mean he has children, he has a wife, everybody feels sympathetic. But that is no reason why the law should be subverted. Leave it to the government. They will study his record. They will find out what other circumstances exist in his favor or against him. And Karchu Sahab is not an authority on everything just because he is the chief of the press council.
Well, they heard, of course, 2 conflicting remarks coming from, of course, Markanday Karchu, Justice Markanday Karchu, and, well, Ram Jethmalani, their senior veteran advocate of the Supreme Court, giving out 2 conflicting views on the very same subject. And to debate this particular topic with me here on our show, of course, we have Kunika Lal of the Congress, of course, Raju Bundela, actor, producer and politician, joining us, Rekha Agarwal, senior advocate, and S. Murari, senior journalist as well, who join us on the show tonight. Rekha, I'd like to start with you once again, of course, and ask you, what is the message that you're trying to send out to the people when people like Markanday Karchu, in fact, who is a very senior judge, who has come out and said that that you should pardon Sanjay Dutt? I mean, what kind of a message are you sending out to the other people?
This is a rather dicey question for me to answer. With utmost respect to Justice Karchu, a very eminent judge, you know, and who's as of now the chairman of the press council. And at the same time, I just heard what Mr. Ram Jethmalani also had to say, and I must not forget that I also belong to the legal system, being an advocate. So if I have to speak in that capacity as a lawyer, you know, and you know, speaking as a lawyer, then of course my message also should not be wrong to the viewers of this program. Well, certainly, you know, it has given, if I may so, a bit of a wrong message in the sense that it leaves a lot to be answered and to be justified, you know, when you make a statement like that in a person of so much of authority. Because certainly I think speaking on a human level, everybody is probably fond of Sanjay Dutt and the image that he has kind of cultivated, the Munna Bhai image, you know, and he's endeared himself to the masses. And a lot of people will probably feel sad when he goes behind for another, you know, 4.5 or 3.5 years. But he has suffered, right? So there are a lot of other people also who suffered. One must not forget that hundreds of people died at that time. And there are a lot of families who would still be grieving and their wounds would not have healed over the last 20 years. Certainly, you know, one has nothing against Sanjay Dutt, and probably one would not want his family to kind of grieve now that, you know, when it's not like, you know, a tit for tat kind of a situation, an eye for an eye. But yes, a person of this stature, when he gives his opinion, people suddenly do wonder that are there different sets of laws for different sets of people, and do you have a different set of law, a different sympathetic approach to somebody who's like a celebrity, somebody like Sanjay Dutt. Well, if I may say so, that, you know, the whole thing has lasted for 20 years, and after 20 years, the Supreme Court in its wisdom has thought it fit and proper to kind of pardon him for 1 year. You know, one must not forget the sentence was for six years, and 1 year has been reduced.
Yes.
So in some sense, the Supreme Court has kind of
Right.
given him a lesser sentence, and
Okay.
he's already got what he, what he deserved in the sense that.
Okay,
yes,
let me bring in Kunika Lal into the picture as well. Kunika, are there different sets of laws for different sets of people? Clearly, of course, this call has been made by several people, not just Justice Markanday Katchu, but if Sanjay Dutt was a common man, would this same call or would this same request have been made?
I just want to ask Justice Katchu, in all his wisdom, that there was a 17-year-old boy who loaded the truck with ammunition, that truck which belonged to Samir Hingora and those gentlemen. That boy was only 17. Why doesn't he appeal for him? Because he was a minor at that time. He didn't know what he was doing. Justice Katchu unfortunately has got into the habit of saying things and making statements where he gets a lot of press coverage, and that's really sad because he's a man of eminence. He is a respected person, and he should really be careful of what he says, especially when he's commenting on the judiciary or on, because he's been part of it and a very senior and very strong part of the judiciary. So I really feel that this is not a good message coming from somebody like Justice Katchu. On the other hand, I would also like to say that we all would like to see Sanjay Dutt's sentence reduced or maybe cancelled, but that is not the answer, because you have been irresponsible, you have made a mistake. When you made a mistake, you were 33 or 34 years old, so you were not, you were not innocent, and you did not know what was happening. You were an adult. Yeah, you were not a minor. Sorry, thank you for the word. So you were an adult. We have to really think that what are we asking for over here? And if he was not Sanjay Dutt, would we be asking for the same thing? There are so many other people, as Rekha ji said,
Right.
who are suffering and who have had so many other adverse things happen in their life. But we don't take up those issues.
Certainly, we don't take up those issues.
I'm absolutely against I'm absolutely against what Justice Katchu said.
Clear.
He should not have said it. He
All
could
right.
have, motivated people to say it or whatever.
S. Murari, what is
But not
Justice
himself.
Katchu trying to prove by making a statement like this?
Yes. Now let me not go into the motives of what he has said, let's go into the merits of what he has said. What he
Okay.
is asking for is not a review of the judgment, but the remission power of the governor, that is the executive, which is very much within the domain of the executive. Why he has singled out Sanjay Dutt for such a treatment for pardon, while not talking about the other accused who have sentence has been commuted from life to death to life, 20 years. They have also been there for 20 years. They are also entitled to the same benefit of remission. Remission is available to all accused. If the argument that he makes is he has not been convicted under the Terrorist Act, he has been only convicted under the Arms Act for possessing arms and in a prohibited area under the Act. So the minimum punishment is 5 years. That is all. Argument is fine. I have only two issues to talk about.
Okay.
I was there when it happened during the riots and the bomb blast. The fear psychosis that was there, and I must remember he had an identity crisis, whether a Muslim or a Hindu. So he had this fear, and linked to the underworld between the Bollywood underworld was known. So the fact only for the first time the underworld was involved in such a blast and all that, it even led to division in the underworld between the Hindus and Muslims. That was the background you have to see. So maybe he got the arms from the underworld network, maybe Dawood Ibrahim,
Okay.
Imam, this Memon and all that. But I am sure he would not have been aware that would have been these blasts are coming here for carrying out this blast. This is the first of its kind. The second point is, he has already been there 20, all these logic applies to all of the Iraqis also. My point is, the Supreme Court in its wisdom has said it's not a fit case for probation. But my own reading is, I'm also a law student, there's something called suspended sentence. He has already served 18 months. You don't gain anything by making him spend the rest of the month, the term in jail. Instead of that, you can always force him to undergo do social service. I was ready for that. The second
Okay.
option, I suppose, is governor. But my reading is, he has to go to jail, oblige the order, and then apply for
Okay.
remission. It will be
Okay.
available, not only to Sanjay
Okay,
Dutt, but also all other
let me bring
decisions
Raja
and,
Bundela into the
other
picture as well.
panels,
Raja Bundela,
who
by
have
making
convicted
such
that.
kind
All
of
will be
requests and by making such requests to the governor and saying that Sanjay Dutt should be let go with a softer sentence, with a milder sentence, of course, are they trying to undermine the decision taken by the Supreme Court by doing so?
Not at all. Whatever Justice Katchu says,
You're asking me?
I
No.
think that's what we all are feeling. There was I think a survey in one channel and say 83 to 90% people are saying the same thing. See, let's go back into his history, how he is paying the price of being a celebrity. His father was a political figure, and he started Ajanta Arts when there was no cinema, this kind of cinema, no television, no music album, and he is the one with his wife. He used to take this Ajanta Arts on the border, and he used to entertain all the Fauji's. And when the terrorism was on peak, and then Khalistani people were absolutely on the peak, he is the one, against his party wish, against Rajiv Gandhi when he was a prime minister, he has done a Shanti March from Bombay to Amritsar. And he has proved a point that he is against terrorism. His son, if he does his mistake, he kept saying it's a mistake, it's a mistake. One second, let me, I have not finished the point.
Okay,
See,
very
Sanjay Dutt is not a weak person. Whenever he has been gone out, whenever he has gone out, he came out with flying colors, and this time also he will come out with flying colors. And I feel we shouldn't even pity on him. We should give him a chance, and his political, whatever legal people are doing, they will be finding a way out, and he will come out as a historical figure and will be a milestone to us.
Okay, he should be given a chance is what he is what Raja Bundela is saying, Kunika. Several other people are also going to come out and say, I'm a changed man today, give me also a chance.
Yes, I would like to say, with all due respect to Nargis Dutt ji and Sunil Dutt Sahab, I started my social work 26 years back with Dutt Sahab. I respect that family, I respect Priya, and whatever their credibility is, I think really society owes them a lot. But my father was an Air Vice Marshal. He retired as an Air Vice Marshal. He fought 3 wars for the country. So can I go and break the law? Because my father went and protected the borders of the country, or he flew the Nats and he bombed enemies. Can I go and break the law? No, that is not right. Second thing is, we must take a look now at this point of time.
You were taking out something else here. Don't do that.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Let's show your honesty to a party.
You just said because his parents did this, he should be forgiven. No. He should be forgiven.
You have got some grudges against Baldev Khosa. You are trying out on this panel.
Let's not go there.
I'm a Congress party leader, but Rajaji. Rajaji,
no,
let's
that's
not
the
get
honesty.
petty,
Let's face it. No, when we are talking about something, we should talk it, no?
You know, either I should get off this show or Mr. Raja Bundela should really stick to the topic. I am a Congress leader and I am speaking as a citizen of this country.
I'm trying
the law
to
has
stick
to
the
be
topic.
one for all.
You are bringing
I am
other
saying
things. That's why I have come to the topic.
has shown very good
what
conduct.
Are the grudges you have got against Sanjay Dutt? Let's come out that.
I have been Sanjay Dutt's friend for 13 years. I have campaigned for Priya Dutt ji.
That's why you are proving here on this panel.
I have worked as a social...
Okay, let's...
No. Raja Bundela
I never saw you standing against for this.
Don't get personal.
Yes, please, let's not get personal. Let's not take this debate somewhere else. Let's not take this debate somewhere else. Let's stick to the topic.
I am saying that your parents could be doing anything. You cannot break the law. Secondly, we have to look at the judiciary and see that can a trial be taking 20 years? It's not fair. We have to look at our systems. At the same time, there are so many leaders who commit crimes. Why aren't they behind bars? Is Sanjay Dutt being singled out because he is a star?
He has been living with this guilt for 20 years, ma'am. And he has proved not a terrorist.
Rajaji, I'm not addressing you, Rajaji,
and he has not proved a guilty.
Exactly. You're not listening to what I'm saying. I just said that. You did not listen to what I'm saying. I just said that.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Murari. Mr. Murari, why is there a growing chorus for Sanjay Dutt to be let off?
Yes.
Why is there a growing chorus for Sanjay Dutt to be let off?
Can I come in, please?
Yes, please.
I think they are going off track.
Yes,
the point is, under the modern system, after the conviction, the judge goes into the sentencing. There they hear all the circumstances. If there are extenuating circumstances, accordingly they fix the punishment. So in this case, that was what done, 6 years. Now there is more extenuating circumstances. 20 years have gone by, and he has been convicted only under the Arms Act. All others under Terrorist Act. These I am only talking about extenuating circumstances, not just for Sanjay Dutt, but also others. If there are there, case by case, they can ask for a review. Except Memon, who has been given death sentence, he should be quickly executed, unlike Afzal Guru and others. Others can ask for mercy. It is a right. It is not because Sanjay Dutt is somebody's son, not because he is a star or celebrity. It is equal right for everyone to ask for
that
remission.
is the argument.
That is what I am talking about. Let us forget about all others. We are all equal before the law. So, and equal have rights of protection from the law also. Let us enforce that.
Well, one thing is for certain, Rekha, what the Supreme Court has proved is that everyone is equal. At least that's the message that the Supreme Court has sent out, not taking consideration as to who Sanjay Dutt is or what he may be, but of course they have looked at him as a common man and they have said that the law is equal for everyone, and they've passed the judgment.
Absolutely.
There could be a certain emotional prejudice over there too.
Kanika, if I may just answer that, I do agree with you totally that this is one case, which is going to set an example, and I guess, I don't know how the public reacts to it. As you just said, there's a growing chorus, for having a softer view regarding Sanjay Dutt, and personally speaking, as of now, I may also agree that yes, we're all very fond of him, he's a very fine man, a thorough gentleman, but then everybody is equal before law, and so let the rule of law prevail, as the senior journalist just said, Mr. Murari, that at the time of awarding of the sentence, after the judgment is passed by the trial court, the next step is that the accused has to be heard on the point of sentence, and everything is taken into consideration at that time, which was done in this case also by the trial court, by the Tara court, which tried the case, and he was awarded the punishment under the Arms Act. Tara, of course, has been repealed after that, and 6 years was the maximum punishment he could get, and he got 6 years. Thereafter, the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, has reduced it to 5 years. Now, we cannot question that at why they've reduced it to 5 years and why they've not let him go. One cannot forget the fact that yes, prohibited arms were found in his possession, which he could not give a satisfactory explanation about. So everybody is equal before law, and we should not certainly kind of upset the cart by now going into the nitty-gritties as to yes, he was a fine actor, his parents were very fine actors, very respected people, and nobody doubts the fact that Sanjay Dutt has proved to be not only a good actor, but yes, he has proved himself to be a thorough gentleman even in the social world. So, but that cannot be the mitigating factor which can be considered by the Supreme Court or by the public at large to chorus and set the ball rolling for him to be pardoned and let off totally.
All right, we're completely running out of time. So what I'm going to do here is
if you ask me, I'd just like to...
Go ahead.
Personally, if you ask me, I think this is a trial by fire for Sanjay Dutt. And if what I can see, say 3 years down the line, if he does go into jail, God forbid, and if he does serve this sentence, he is going to come out such a strong leader. And trust me, if that man after that becomes a political leader and fights an election, the youth is going to back him completely, because he will be setting an example for the youth, because youth does make mistakes, and he made a mistake in his youth, and if he will be sending out a message. Though I would like that the sentence should be reduced. If it can be reduced to 5 years, it could be very nice if it could be reduced to 2 years or maybe 1 year. But whenever he goes inside, it is going to be his Agni Pariksha, and he's going to come out a superstar, a super political leader, and a super youth icon.
Raja Bundela, I'm going to come to you very quickly, and then S. Murari as well. What would you like to say very quickly? We're running out of time, so in 30 seconds, your closing comments, please.
After his jail terms, when he'll come out,
he has to go to jail,
who is going to pay the price when he has taken this 20 years as a terrorist, as a guilt, the agony. Same thing happened to Mr. Amitabh Bachchan also. There was a Beaufort case, until Swiss government has come out and they said, no, Mr. Bachchan, his family is not involved in it. So many years Mr. Bachchan has lived with this guilt and with this agony, and this is what is going to be the Sanjay Dutt also. He has proved, I think now it's a high time we should forget, and we should try to forgive him also and let him prove his innocence and his niceness while working cinema and other society also.
Yes, but certainly the law has to take its own course as well.
You
the
see
law
what Amitabh
decides
Bachchan
that.
got after that.
All right, Kunika, you've had your say.
He got
S.
so
Murari,
much respect and love from the country.
S.
Yes.
Murari, closing comments from you in 30 seconds.
Yes. Now, I think, can I come in, please?
Yes, please go ahead, Mr. Murari.
Let's forget about the star status. everyone has to obey the law. The Supreme Court has given the decision, he has to go to jail, maybe serve time for some time, and then apply for remission. Definitely it will be considered. Then he can come out in flying colors as the other admirers here said. That is up to him. But right now, he should not be distinguished from other terrorists. Though he has been convicted under the Arms Act, he is not a terrorist, others are terrorists. Even they are also entitled to remission. That's the point of law. Thank you.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do stay with us. Of course, we're getting another guest right now in just a minute, so we'll continue talking about Sanjay Dutt. But in the meantime, of course, Kunika, I'd like to come to you and ask you, of course, should the law be bent or bow before public pressure? Clearly, we do not want that happening, do we?
No, in this case, I would like to say that, you know, we have seen for 20 years his conduct. We have seen the way he has behaved. He respected the law. He has travelled when he was given permission. There are lots of points, and since he is not convicted under TADA, since he was not held responsible for the terror attacks, and he was carrying, it was because of firearms that he was in possession of without a license. So that could be looked into. But yes, my only objection is to people like Justice Kadju. He should be working towards changing the system, giving more security to people, making trials become faster. He should be working on that instead of making statements like this and getting press coverage.
Well, he's just doing it for press coverage is what you're saying, but let's bring in Nagma into the picture. Now actor Nagma joins us on the show. Nagma, of course, several people including including Markandeya Karchu, in fact, have said that he will write to the governor and ensure that Sanjay Dutt should be pardoned. But is that right on the part of someone as reputed and of the stature of a Markandeya Karchu, in fact, to be saying something like that?
Well, I would not like to comment on that. All I would like to speak about is Sanjay Dutt, and today we are here to speak about him. So I don't think that if the Supreme Court has given their verdict on a particular case, and if there is some kind of pardon that the victim can get, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If the victim should go ahead and if Justice Kadjo has sort of just cited this, that this is something that according to him, I saw his interview somewhere in one of the channels where he was saying that it was his conscience which was speaking about it. And I think he's a responsible person and he understands what he's doing, and he's spoken on various issues. So I don't think there's anything wrong if he's also voiced his opinion on this particular issue. So I think it's perfectly fine, and we should be fair to each and every person. And if Sanjay particularly is been given a verdict from the Supreme Court, and if he has some kind of a way about it, then why can't he avail to it is my question. And what is the problem with that? I don't see any reason to forcibly convict him for something, and even though he's been convicted, but he has a right to apply for a mercy petition. He has a right to do that, and why don't we allow him to exercise his right?
Well, nobody is stopping him, but Rekha, of course, what are the options before Sanjay Dutt now that the Supreme Court has passed its verdict?
Again, as we said, that law has to take its own course, and Sanjay Dutt has been given time. I think, if I'm not wrong, I think 4 weeks time he has to surrender. And the procedure is that once he surrenders and he's taken into custody, of course, he has the legal right. I mean, nobody is doing him a favor. He has the right to ask that he should be let off and he should be granted remission, as Mr. Moradi also said in the beginning of the program. And since he belongs to Maharashtra, so it is for the governor to decide whether his mercy petition is worth considering. And of course, Mr. Kadjo himself said in the beginning that in the case of Nanavati, and everybody knows about the famous or the rather infamous Nanavati case, where he committed a murder in a fit of rage. And so in this case also, probably if the governor in his wisdom and after considering all the material that is tabled before him, if he is of the opinion that yes, this is a fit case considering the past record of Mr. Sanjay Dutt, if he can be or he should be granted remission, that would be within the purview of the governor's powers, and he may, and all the best to him. I wish him best of luck, and maybe he does get it.
So
Time
those
will
are the
tell.
options,
Yes.
of course, before Sanjay Dutt. Of course, he can apply for a review petition as well. But Nagma, should the governor grant the mercy petition to Sanjay Dutt? On what ground should he do so, if he does?
Well, I don't, I think that, Sanjay Dutt is pretty well known to everyone. Everyone knows his life in and out. Everyone has been known that he basically, if the Supreme Court has already gone through the whole case and then they feel that he was not in any way involved with the blast, but he had a weapon, and because of that weapon he has been given a certain kind of a punishment. And in case if, certain people with the law, connected with the law, if they feel that there is a mercy or there is a pardon that he can get through the state or through the precedent, then there's no reason that why he shouldn't exercise it or why he shouldn't get it. Is that something which I fail to understand? I mean, that is the right of every victim, that if he is getting a right to do something, I feel he should get it. And the other thing is also that going back to not only Sanjay Dutt, going back to his family, going back to his father, who's not only been an actor but also been a politician. In his own right, he's done a lot of social service for the society. So I don't think, I think there's no kind of question on his family or his background as of today, and I think all these things have already been considered by the Supreme Court, and at the end of it they've given him this. But then if there is a certain law which can be exercised by the victim, I think he's going to try everything possible. And he's already suffered 20 years of torture, 20 years of terrorists. People have called him everything possible when he's in no way been a victim of that in the first place.
All right.
So I think he's had enough of his share and more, and if he has a right.
Kunika, I understand that you want to comment very quickly in 30 seconds. We're completely out of time on the show tonight, so please, your closing comments in 30 seconds.
No, I was just want to say that probably Nagma ji is coming late, so she didn't hear the earlier part of the conversation or the debate. The thing is that nobody is stopping Sanjay Dutt from asking for a mercy or for asking for his sentence to be reduced. That is his right, and he must do that. Yes, I definitely feel that this pressure that the media is building up or the people are building up will work in his favor. It could also go against him. So let us, because it should not be that a star is being made a scapegoat to become a model, that just to show that, okay, this is a model sentence that we've given. That could also go against him, and it might even work for him.
Okay.
As Rekha ji said,
I can see Mr. Murari also putting up his hand there and saying that he wants to be a part of the debate. We're completely out of time. So
one final word.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mr. Murari.
Final word. The Supreme, can I come in, please? The Supreme Court itself has said all the accused convicts have power of remission, including Sanjay Dutt. So they say they are very reluctant in passing the minimum sentence against Sanjay Dutt. They say we are powerless. We can always appeal for mercy. So that avenue is always open not only to Dutt though, but also all other accused in the case. So let us not make, he is not making an issue of it. He said he will abide by the law, he will go to jail. Only we are making hue and cry over that. Let him go through that and then apply for mercy. Definitely it will be considered on merit.
All right. Kunika Lal, Raja Bundela, Rekha Agarwal, S. Murari and Nagma, as well as, of course, the newsmaker tonight, Markandeya Kachu. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of the NewsX debate at 9:30 p.m. this evening. Thank you so much for watching as well. But do stay tuned after this very short break. We have another NewsX debate.